With rates of obesity, diabetes, and cancer on the rise, the U.S. is one of the unhealthiest industrialized nations in the world. The state of health in communities of color in the U.S. is even more alarming. According to the National Institute of Health, people of color are nearly twice as likely as whites to develop degenerative diseases like diabetes, hypertension, and cancer. Dr. Karen Davis of the Cactus Medical Group in Long Beach, California, attributes this disparity in large part to lifestyle.
It's significantly tied to our lifestyle and our living and our diet. In the African American community, the problem with diet is very high in fat, very high in sugar, and very high in salt. Or just in general, decreased access to healthy foods, healthy grocery stores.
One of the greatest challenges to living a healthy lifestyle in communities of color is the rise of so-called food deserts. Food deserts are urban neighborhoods where residents have limited access to fresh, healthy produce from grocery stores, farmers markets, or other outlets. In the city of Chicago alone, over 600,000 people live in food deserts. The population affected in these areas is overwhelmingly African American. According to a recent study by the Mari Gallagher Research and Consulting Group, on average, residents in food deserts have to travel twice as far to reach a grocery store than a fast food restaurant or liquor store. The vast majority of foods found in these local convenience stores are dangerously high in sodium, high fructose corn syrup, saturated fats, and preservatives, and low in nutritional value. In this neighborhood, which borders Chicago's Cabrini Green, residents of the Noble Square Cooperative Building are faced with the harsh reality of life in an urban food desert.
It seems like in our race neighborhood, we just don't have the convenience that other race have. They can't look at us and saying we don't want to be healthy, which we do, because we can buy fried chicken and stuff all the time, but we can't never get no vegetable and fruit. Most neighborhood you go to, they have a convenience store for your fruits and vegetables. But here, in order to be in this location, and I've been here for 20 years, and it's really bad. I think if we have vegetable and fruit in our neighborhood, that our people would be more into eating right. Because we go to McDonald's and fast food, but everybody, all us not about fast food, but you have a lot of people don't have a car, and they get on a bus and they go by, and they can't bring the necessary stuff that they really need. And I think that's why our people like nutrition and stuff that we should have in our neighborhood. We don't.
I was just diagnosed with high blood pressure. Right now I'm eating some fast food, which is not good for me, but this is the only thing that I can find in this neighborhood. But I would like to have some place where I can go to get better food, healthier food. But unfortunately right now, this is all I can find in this neighborhood. If I had a place where I can even just go in there and just get bananas or fruit or things like of that nature, then it'll be helpful to me.
Fortunately, there's a growing movement of grassroots activists looking to solve the food crisis by growing fresh, organic produce right in the heart of the city. Chicago native Ryan Beck manages the urban farm for the Jane Addams Hull House Museum in downtown Chicago.
It's just a small urban plot, about a quarter of an acre, but you can get a lot of food out of that. Even in the stark urban setting, it's got the urban skyline. People don't, they expect a parking lot to be here, not a garden. Basically creating an urban oasis in the food desert and bringing organic, healthy food to places where, quote unquote, food deserts exist, where people can't typically get fresh, organic, quality food. And that's typically, in inner city neighborhoods where there's not even a grocery store. It's just corner stores where you don't really get a variety of produce. You can create this kind of space anywhere.
On the south side of Chicago, Master Gardener Gregory Bratt is building a garden that he believes will produce over 10,000 pounds of fresh produce for residents all year round.
My name is Gregory Bratt. I work for Healthy Southeast Chicago. I'm awarded for the last 5 years as Master Gardener of Chicago. There are 6 gardeners on the top of City Hall. I'm number 3. I am a master at what I do. What we're doing right here is creating what we say Garden Town. It's an intergenerational peach garden growing project where you can grow through the winter using natural energy such as a mixture of wood chips, soil, and manure. A 20 by 54 foot hoop house, 7 feet tall, usually stays with 20 yards of manure stationary around 5 yards in each corner. Usually keeps the hoop house for 39.9 degrees, which is 40 degrees, which is good when it's super cold outside. And it permits you to grow through the whole winter. And if the temperature just happens to drop within it, the only thing you do is turn it over and it'll reheat itself after you wet it. We should be able to grow almost 10,000 pounds of vegetable through the winter. That's a lot of food.
J.T. Stinnett, founder of Project Green Heels, a green-collar jobs program created in conjunction with Chicago Public Schools, believes the solution to the food desert crisis lies with training at-risk youth on the art of urban gardening.
Expose them to urban agriculture, trying to address the food desert issue, and can give the kids practical skills. That's the first part of Project Green Heels is awareness, and then empower them to pursue those paths. We thought about how can we address the issue of youth violence, and in talking to the kids, they said we need something tangible to do. So we give them something that they can feel proud about, empowered.
Most of Project Green Heels training takes place outside of the classroom, with field trips to farmers markets where students get first-hand exposure to locally grown, fresh produce and are encouraged to make healthier diet and lifestyle choices.
Where are you today? The farmers market. Cheese? Let's go find some organic, delicious fruit.
We're here with Green Heels, and we're just kind of visiting, seeing different examples of organic foods and like ways to make more available to the community.
And we're questioning the farmers and learning about what they grow and what they do with it.
Because these people are growing this produce like an hour and a half away. So they, pop it in the truck and they don't have to ship it 2,000 miles to get here. And therefore they don't have to add pesticides and preservatives.
I don't think you want to see my face.
Wheatgrass is good for you.
It's not that bad.
See, you not, y'all don't.
The students were also taught how to grow fresh produce right in their own backyards.
Instead of having to always go to a store, they can just go right in their neighborhood and ask, can they pick a tomato or anything.
Part of our pledge is to inform the community about healthy foods, and we're making sure that the community has a place where they can get organic foods without having to pay a lot of money or going all the way across the city for Whole Foods and stuff like that.
This is a good experience, Got to say I helped plant one of the biggest gardens. First off, it's important because it offers jobs to people like us, and second reason is because they're growing a lot of food here. And plus, it's organic, so it's healthy food. I think this has become one of the greatest things, and I think this will be talked about around the world.
When they drive past the garden after the program is completed, I help build that garden. That garden feeds people in this community. They can go back to their communities and build gardens for mom and dad, for grandma. That's a tangible skill.
With a growing number of urban farmers and communities of color, convenient access to fresh produce and a healthier lifestyle could become a reality, one garden at a time.
That's right. I'm gonna let it rain. Let it rain. Let it rain. Let it rain. That's right. You better let it rain.